Hello and welcome to the 8th free video in the Serve and Grow Rich program designed to help you make more money in your current restaurant job. You clearly are someone who values their time and understands that if you're already walking into the restaurant, you might as well walk out with more money. And that by watching just a few minutes of video at a time, you can probably make 10% more money this week. And what I'm doing with those previous statements is showing how human persuasive communication is built with a series of agreeable statements known as the yes set. These kind of statements are used in political speeches, advertising, auto sales, just about any environment where people are deliberately thinking and planning how to separate you from your money. It is a stone cold fact. And I'm sure if you looked around, you would agree with me, and then I just did it again, coming up with practically ridiculous statements that are almost impossible to disagree with, either verbally or internally. And you'll often see people in these kinds of situations actually nodding their head at almost silly concepts. But they are used deliberately. In the restaurant environment, you want to use them for several reasons. Number one, you want everyone to be agreeable, don't you? And I just did it again. Disagreeable people can really throw a wrench into your shift, into the flow of the restaurant, into other people's experience, don't they? So obviously, you want to get people agreeing with you early and often. This helps the overall relationship, and when you turn around and say something like, would now be a good time to take your order, that in itself is a sly construction designed to keep the transaction moving forward. It is really not anything sinister, but you are in an environment where you need to keep it moving. It is constricted by time and money, and you just have to get the people's order, get their food to them, make sure they're happy, and then give them the check so they can go on to the next segment of their day and you can get another table. So you want to be thinking about your own language, because I think you can agree that when it comes to waiting tables or serving behind the bar, language is your primary mode of communication, even in restaurants that have pictures instead of words now, which is really funny for a lot of reasons. But language is your number one skill externally. Of course, after your attitude, which I stressed so early in the beginning of the series. And this leads to the concept of upselling, which is crucial to your long-term success and the long-term success of your employer, which is your concern. You want your employer to stay in business and to be able to keep providing full employment for all your coworkers. So you really want to adopt a very positive approach to upselling. And I would like to comment on this specifically. I think it's been taught incorrectly by restaurants for a very long time. And it's been taught in a top-down manner. That is, we need you to sell more, or you should be selling more, or why can't you sell more? Well, when people say that to you, they're really not following the concept of a yes set. That's a very negative way to phrase it. Or they say, if you can sell more, we can make more money. Also, not something anybody wants to hear, whether it's in the restaurant employment relationship or anywhere else. I mean, you don't go up to your customers and say, if you order more, I'll make more. No. You want to convince people and show them that it's in their best interest to order more. Just like restaurant management should be showing you it's in your best interest to be selling more. That's what I'm doing here. I'm trying to upsell you on the way you approach your restaurant career, because I know that you'll make more money and be happier if you follow some of these ideas. I mean, do you see how it works? It's persuasion. Human persuasion is the only way society moves forward. It's not technology or cool new food or anything. You have to convince people it's in their best interest. And when it comes to upselling, it's in everyone's best interest. Many menu items are improved with the combinations currently offered in American restaurants. There's a lot of thought and science that goes into menus nowadays. It's not just people throwing stuff out there. As far as, myself, I like hamburgers. I prefer cheeseburgers. So even if your restaurant charges $1.50 for a slice of cheese, I'm going to buy it. If you get to $3, I'm not that happy. But I understand that I will pay extra because the cheeseburger experience is that much more valuable to me. And so do not make the mistake, and I'm going negative here, of assuming what your customers want to spend. You don't know the customer's story. The customer may have dogs at home who like Applebee's Asian stir fry. Stranger things exist. Some customers have been known to take food to homeless shelters. Not perhaps often, but it's not unheard of. So never assume. Some people like to spend money. Very important. I bought a piece of technology this week for this project. I had a choice of several price points, $23, $32, $56, and $91. And I chose the $91 option, even though I knew that I was upselling myself. The item I bought is the brand name. It's sleeker. It's sexier. I knew I was spending more money. The $56 option probably would have sufficed, but it was ugly. So I spent extra. And people will do that. People need to reward themselves, even if it doesn't make sense rationally. So don't assume that you know what the customer needs or wants to spend. You are there to offer them the full array of options, which this is a good time to mention something I really don't cover, but just menu knowledge. Know your combinations. Know the cool things that can be done to enhance what your kitchen works so hard to produce, because that also, well, first of all, it increases a sense of respect and gratitude from the customer that you've made an effort to really understand everything that's going on and to offer it to them. And if they order it and they enjoy it, then they're really appreciative, because a lot of times a customer is really in your hands navigating an unfamiliar menu, or a menu where they want the best value or the best taste experience. So think differently about upselling, because it enhances the customer's experience. Your pay. You make more money when you sell more. And it does help your employer keep you and all of your coworkers employed. So upselling is always a triple win. Thanks for watching the 8th video. We have 6 left. So please continue, because I'm truly convinced you can make 10% more in your current restaurant job this week by applying these ideas. Thank you. Hey, I just made a mistake. We've got 7 videos left. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm having a ball though, so I'm going to keep pushing through, and I hope that you do as well in terms of watching these videos and applying these ideas. I'll try not to make any more simple mathematical errors. Thanks again.